Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the very first time. Regardless, you are meant to be here for a reason, and let's get into it. I do want to say I am super thrilled to be here because it's been a while since I've channeled messages. I was out of the country, and let me just say it feels super good to be back and here to channel messages for you guys. Missed I really missed being here. Okay, and I've been thinking about it. So, with that in mind, let's talk about our topic today. And again, this is nice to touch base with what's been going on with with this person that you're thinking about. What's been on their mind about you and them. So that's what we're tapping into today. We are going to get all the details of what they're thinking about when it comes to you and them and this connection, regardless of whatever connection you guys might be dealing with when it comes to this person right now. We are going to start with the tarot to get our detail and to get the foundation of what's really going on. So you should be able to tell right away if the reading you chose is the right reading for you. Please don't force any messages to fit because again, guys, this is a general reading, but you should know if these messages are meant for you. And if you're here, the odds are they are, okay? We are going to also get into the oracle to get some more information about what's been on their minds, and we're tapping into the recent energy. So, with that, timestamps are down below in case you want to hop over right away. For those of you that want to stick around for the pile selection, let's get into it. So, we got the clear gem for group 1. And for your reading today, group 1, we will be using the Awaken tarot deck. So the Awaken tarot deck with the clear gem for group 1. Group 2, we have the red gem. And we will be using the Cozy Witch tarot deck for your reading today, group 2. So the Cozy Witch with the red gem for our group 2. For our group 3 collective, we have this, I want to say pink gem, has a little hint of pink. And we will be using the Druid Craft Tarot for your reading today, group 3. So the Druid Craft Tarot with the light pink gem for group 3. Guys, feel free to pause if you need another moment to tap in with the energy. We're talking about this person currently that you're thinking about, someone that's on your mind. What are their thoughts about you and them? What specifically? What generally? We're going to look at it all. So if you are ready, I will meet you over there. And look at the sun is coming out. It's a really rainy day in Chicago. For those of you that are curious, I was in London, England, and it was beautiful weather. Come back home to Chicago and it's rainy. But I'm not mad at it because I love rain and the birds are still out and enjoying themselves. And now the sun is here, guys. So, with that in mind, I will meet you over there. Bye. Hello, group 1, and welcome to your reading today. If you chose the Clear Gem or the Awaken Tarot, then let's get started. So, what's been on their mind about you and them? What are they thinking about when it comes to you in this situation? You know, when it comes to you in this connection, when it comes to you and their emotions. So what are they thinking about? You know? All right. So we're tapping in. Not sure how long this reading is going to be, but I will still suggest getting comfortable because usually Spirit has a lot to say, especially I haven't channeled messages in a while. So with that in mind, Spirit, so good to be back, Spirit. Thank you so much, as always, for being here with our collective. May we get the best messages for Group 1's higher self today, Spirit. Thank you. Ooh, the sun is coming out. Okay, noted. We're not taking it yet, guys, but funny enough, in the intro, the sun started coming out. That might be a sign, Group 1. All right, so the sun is coming out, but let's see what's been on their mind about you and them. What are they thinking about, Spirit, when it comes to Group 1? What's been on their mind? What do we need to see? So we're getting 2 cards right out the gate, which I'm not surprised. The 4 of Swords could really imply that this person is putting some thought into this. We're getting it with the Chariot, which is a major arcana, and we're keeping these together, guys. Just feels right. We're getting another 4 of Pentacles. The Chariot, by the way, is a major arcana, and it's Cancer energy, Moon energy. We also have the Hanged Man, which is card number 12, Pisces. They're definitely seeing such a different perspective on this. We have the Knight of Wands. And we have the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is card number 2, also giving that Moon energy, Pisces energy specifically. However, wow. So we're getting strong Pisces energy and a lot of that moon energy is coming through very strong as well. All right, which reminds me of Cancer. Plus the Chariot is in the sign of Cancer. All right, now we're getting interested. We got the Fool in reverse, card number 0, Aquarius energy. What have they been thinking about? 4 of Wands in reverse. We're getting another 4. So we got 3 4s. And if we're talking about, there's 12 houses corresponding with all of us, guys. The 4th house is the sign of Cancer. It is in the energy of Moon. It's the placement of Moon. Wow. So the 4s might mean something. You might be seeing 4s a lot. All right, we got the Queen of Wands, and for some reason, even though it came together and I took these together, that didn't feel it wanted to come out like that. Okay, so we're getting Judgment in reverse. Let me just double check. And of course, there's another card. And this is the Ace of Cups in reverse, but I feel this makes sense. And by the way, Judgment is card number 20. And it's that Libra energy. Been on their mind, Spirit. 6 of Swords. Ooh. I feel like this person may have seen things wrong or off, and they know this, they realize this, but it's been so long they've been having this vision of you and them, and it really depleted them. Two of Cups in reverse, Four of Wands in reverse. We're getting an indicator here, guys. So if this doesn't sound like you and this person, then this is not your reading. So make sure that you don't force any messages, and feel free to choose another reading. But there's definitely a little bit of you and this person having a no contact. I'm getting the feeling that there's been some sort of disconnect between the both of you. You know, we're getting twos at the end here. And that is a little bit of that stuck energy that this person may have had when thinking of you, and thinking of you in that intuitive way. I feel like they've been probably ignoring that part of this connection. Okay, there's a lot going on, but I think I want to start with this perspective that this person has. One of the things that this person is seeing in a different lens, and they're seeing it very clearly, and they're holding it very dear to their heart, is how valuable you truly are to them. I don't know if they understood that from the get-go. I feel as though that this connection is now bringing or inducing within them some sort of emotional eruption is coming through. We got a lot of Pisces energy, and that could be where this person might, they're feeling pretty sensitive and in tune to the energy that's currently between the both of you right now. I do feel as though this person wants to move forward. So this is one of the things that they are seeing things differently on, you know, and this has been on their mind. This has been in their recent energy that they want to prioritize this, I feel. And something about this is them wanting to move forward. We got the energy of the Chariot coming through with the Four of Swords, which is such a juxtaposition. It's such a feeling of someone not moving and wanting to move. So they're thinking about it. They're thinking about it very thoroughly. I feel as though this person has these thoughts of just wanting to grasp this and in a tangible way. They're feeling very passionate about it as well. I feel as though they are pretty turned on by this energy, whether that is just because of physical attraction. I think I'm picking up on it's more energetic, where they're just feeling that magnetic pull, something that they could have been denying or confused about, which could have led them or you, but I'm getting more so someone in this connection has walked away. You know, the Six of Swords energy is someone walking away from something that's really not serving them well. So if you've walked away from this person probably realizes that they were a cause of your needing to move on and move on towards something better, something that's going to lift you up. So that could be a message for a lot of you. But I'm also getting the feeling that this person too could have been playing with fire as far as what disconnected from you and them. But it's being highlighted with the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is like the energy of really feeling that internal spark to move forward. And the Knights I typically see with forward movement. And it's coming through with this horse looking wild, right? Like just almost at a run, at a gallop, full speed ahead. And that's fire energy. That's Wands energy. But it's coming through with Six of Swords. So it could also imply that someone left very abruptly. But I am giving the feeling that this person, if they're the ones that walked away or created some sort of disconnect between the both of you, which entailed you having to walk away, regardless, this person is understanding that this fell apart, and this is not what they want. This is not what they're, this is what they are seeing things differently on and what they want to move forward in. But I don't know if they know how to fix it. So that's where the Judgment in reverse is coming through for me. Even though they may be seeing things differently and they may be understanding things at a different in a different way. And it has to do with movement. It could have been where this person may have been moving in a different direction as well, you know, away from the high priestess, away from their something soul related. This also feels like a little bit of a mystery that's been veiled. Maybe this person was wearing a mask for some time. And also I could feel that this person may have been prioritizing other things. Other things were getting in the way. And with the Ace of Cups being here with Judgment, you know, it could represent that this person now it's like they have nothing to give. They have nothing left. Which could be why they may still feel that stuck energy of not fixing this yet, not knowing when to fix it, especially if they're not feeling sound internally. I'm also feeling that, you know, we got the Two of Cups here with the Four of Wands. This feels a little bit like where you guys either it feels like an imbalance. Both of you, you're not getting along in some way. For some of you, it could represent some sort of energy that got a little toxic, that got a little where again, someone or both of you, this connection, something was left unsaid, unspoken. I feel as though this person is thinking about that, something maybe that they may have wanted to express, but now it's as though they just don't know how to move, even though they want to. So the Two of Swords is giving a little bit of that movement, and we're getting it as bookends. We got the Fool in reverse with the Two of Swords. This person is not ready to make that risk or take that risk. I think it's because they need to fill their cup in some way. They're taking a pause and whatever it is that's going on in their life. But I think a lot it's connected to you. But they are in a deep slumber right now. But the funny thing is we're getting Knight of Wands energy. So it's like they're ready to... It's like they're building that. I want to see why the Knight of Wands. Because with everything else that's going on, guys, it's the feeling of stagnant energy. Someone in deep reflection. Someone that is seeing things. You know, they're getting an epiphany. They're seeing things in a new light, in a new lens. And I feel like I said this already, but to go back to forward movement. So this is why I think the Knight of Wands is here, that they want to move in a rash way, but they're not, because it feels like a huge risk. Especially if they're not ready and if they're not even trusting their own ability to make a good judgment as far as how they would move. We're getting Page of Wands at the new bottom of the deck. What's after that? Ace of Wands in reverse. So not entirely sure of themselves right now, guys. So that's what they're thinking about. They're thinking about forward movement. They're thinking about whatever it is that went wrong. They're feeling that disconnect. They're thinking about that disconnect. Are they trying to listen more into or lean more into their intuition? That could be a possibility, but I don't think they're used to it. Even the Knight of Wands, it's like going in the opposite direction of the High Priestess. So that could have multiple layers, this High Priestess coming through. But either way, let's start with the Knight of Wands. Spirit, what's going on with their energy? Are they moving forward? These cards tend to stick together, guys, as we So I want to make sure the right cards are coming through. Spirit, releasing control. What needs to come through? All right, 9 of Wands. Ooh, wounded energy. Someone feeling very pained and it's gone through a rough time. A really rough workout with this energy. You and this person have been through the ringer and they're thinking about that. So is that what's keeping them? Ooh, I see another knight. Knight of Pentacles. And look at this knight is facing the High Priestess. Coming through in a more tangible way. Pentacles energy could be more stable, could be the energy of offering something a little bit, more reliable, something that's more consistent. It's more slow moving as well, but with the energy of the Knight of Wands, and this is the clarification, guys, it's like that's might be where this person is stuck. They want to rush in. They feel this energy, this magnetic pull that we talked about. With the Four of Wands, with the Two of Cups, this feeling like they know that this is a big connection between you and them. But they know they need to come in differently and in a more respectful, stable way. And I don't know. Let's get one more. Are they too wounded right now? The Magician in reverse. They're not feeling ready to manifest. It's like they could be in their ego. They could be overthinking. I'm getting a little bit of in that anxiety coming through as well. Someone that might not be grounded. The Magician is card number 1, that Virgo energy. So it could feel like this person, again, to go back to the energy of feeling imbalanced a little bit with how to come in. So they just don't feel confident in doing that in the 3D, guys, right now. But they're thinking about it. And they know that this connection between you and them has been wounded in some way, and maybe from their own non-action, or if they are the ones that walked away or ghosted or didn't move when they should have. Either way, we're getting a little bit of that war inside them of movement and lack of movement. It's like the top row and the bottom row. You could see the difference. Bottom of the deck, the Lovers. How interesting, guys. All right, I want to get into the Oracle. Ooh, and there's the Sun. But there's one more card, I think. Let's see. Page of Wands again. Page of Wands didn't go anywhere. So, guys, this person might be a little bit unsure of themselves, This might be a little bit of a different energy that they are used to committing to. Maybe they've, Four of Wands could be a card of union. So, and we got it with the Ace of Cups in reverse. This person also could be dealing with not feeling good internally. So if they're feeling at odds with themselves and imbalance, it could be very difficult for them to move in an aligned way, even though they know that's what they want to do, because, there's no doubt that you're on their mind, and what's been on their mind is what they see, what they want to make happen. But I feel like this person is just really in that deep reflective energy right now, guys. And a lot of that is attached to them I don't know if they're healing something. It could be, but it also feels like they're just depleted of energy. They could be going through some sort of exhaustion in their own 3D. Four of Pentacles could imply that they're focusing on business as well. So it could be all inclusive as far as their lack of forward movement and their lack of energy. Yet something about you, I mean, they're very passionate about you, and I feel like it's in multiple ways of that meaning. Okay, let's move on to the oracle. I want to get the details of. We're gonna start with true love to see, what else has been going on in their mind with the true love oracle. That could give us an indicator of where they are in the romantic sense when it comes to you. So we got resolving conflict as our first card. Wow. The silver waterfall, which makes so much sense. It's the energy of cleansing, it always gives me the energy of like that rebirth, that going through the magical silver waterfall and coming through it on the other side. You see those two birds? Let's get one more. The distorted masculine, guys. So whether they're male or female, this could be a little bit of what they're going through. I did pick up on the energy of maybe something that they're in their 3D, something that's related to their business or their professional world or their lifestyle in some way. Again, to go back to the lack of confidence that they even may be feeling with moving forward in a romantic way when it comes to you and this connection, regardless of how much they value this and how much they value you. And they are coming to that conclusion of how much you do mean to them, which I do believe is why resolving conflict is out here. However, they just don't know how to create that justice. They want to resolve the problem, the conflict, the disconnect, the fight, whatever it is that you guys are not seeing eye to eye, but they don't feel, the distorted masculine energy. Ooh, sexuality coming in after that, which makes sense because we got the Knight of Wands, which could be very passionate. I do have to cover her, so we're going to use my Jasper stone. So this person, to go back to the energy of them, the gardener, to go back to the energy of them really feeling that they are passionate about your energy, but yet they're feeling a little distorted in something's going on in their own world. Now, whether that has a direct link to you and what I don't believe so. The energy I'm feeling is this could also be something that they haven't even shared with you. Something that you don't even know, or you might sense it with the High Priestess here. This could be the veil. This could be something that they're struggling with that created conflict between you and them now. But to go back to the distorted masculine, all of us human beings, we have both feminine and masculine energy within us. Sometimes it's in the divine, sometimes it's in the distorted or toxic divine. There's different terms for it, but either way, the distorted is someone that feels unstable. They're not feeling stable. They're not feeling confident in themselves. Someone that doesn't feel like they are grounded, someone that is sure of themselves. So if this person, whether they're male or female, is in that distorted masculine energy, they're not feeling ready to match you wherever you may be. And again, they're not really focused on that. I don't think they're putting you on a pedestal or anything like that. But I do feel as though they're just feeling maybe a little bit disconnected and misaligned within. And how could they shine if the sun is being blocked with their energy? I feel like they need to they're policing their own energy right now. But one of the things that they are also thinking about, besides like the conflict within that they're struggling with in building that confidence, and I believe it has something to do with that Knight of Pentacles energy, something more committed that maybe they weren't ready to offer, never have offered, or is not used to offering someone. All of the above type of energy, guys, like this person. However, are they thinking differently about this? Yes, they are. And they want to resolve this. They feel, gosh, that your energy is very compassionate, with the high priestess. And now we're getting someone that's like energetically, we got the word empathy, compassion, understanding, love. That is, it's reminded me a little bit of that Queen of Cups. So if you're coming through for them as the Queen of Cups, like they might feel a little bit also that shame of disappointing or disconnecting from that type of energy, especially if you have such that beautiful energy coming through. But I'm also getting that they realize that they need to cleanse. They need to go through some sort of rebirth. And they could very well be doing that right now, guys. Four of Swords energy is not a bad energy. And to go back to the fourth house, because I mentioned it, because we got Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Four of Wands, the fours. And we got a lot of that water energy, that moon energy. And that's the fourth house. That's moon energy. That's Cancer. And it's the house of family and home. So domestic affairs, something's going on with them, guys. That's creating some sort of depletion in their energy. But yes, you are heavily on their mind still, and they're thinking about movement. They are. And they want to rush in. They want to move forward. But what's keeping them stuck is knowing that they're just not ready yet. It's almost as though they want to protect you from themselves. That came through right now, guys. Gosh. So what's been on their mind about you and them? Let's see. So what place? So we got the place Oracle, and I love this deck. Ooh. That's too many, Spirit. We got the place Oracle deck because I love getting the energy of like their thoughts. Like internally, where they might be internally with place. Also physically, anything that we need to see, Spirit, when it comes to Collective One. What Collective One needs to see about this. So what's been on their mind? What's been on their mind? Okay, this is falling to my lap. The desert. So let's put that here. So we got the desert, arid landscapes, dunes, sands, endless horizons. Okay, this also fell on my lap and now to the ground. We got forest, dense canopy, nature sanctuary, forest floor, feeling that isolation. This person could be isolating, living room, sticking to themselves, keeping to themselves. Four of Swords, they could be on their couch. They could be living on a couch. If they're in between homes or in between apartments or living on someone else's living room, again, that's very specific, so don't force that. But to go back to them feeling ready to make a move, that's very difficult romantically if they're not feeling that divine masculine energy. We got museum. They may be visiting a museum or something about museum. Also could represent history. Artifacts, exhibits, interactive displays, museum collections. What's been on their mind? Ooh, okay, we'll take both. Hospital, mental space, guys, that always reminds me. And tavern. Are they drinking? Are they overindulging? They could be distracting themselves, but they could also be thinking and visualizing, like maybe meeting up with you, having a drink with you. It also like reminds me of London, coming back from my travels, which is why I took a break, guys. But it's reminded me of how tradition, like it's like for families to go to the pubs in London. So it's like, I feel like they just want to touch base with you. So gosh, guys, I'm getting the feeling, oh my goodness, the new bottom of the deck, Scorching Lands, that this person is going through it a little bit. You know, they're getting that stuck energy. They may have gone through the worst of it, but the energy that we're picking up on currently is they got through the worst of it, but now I feel like they're energetically is what they are lacking. So it feels to me like they might be isolating. You know, they might have a very difficult time being around other people's energies right now. They could just be focusing on what they need to build, prioritizing the Four of Pentacles. They could be hoarding also, you know, like if they're having an issue with finances, they could be trying to save money. They could be really trying to protect their energy in multiple ways, their currency in multiple ways. But it is feeling a little sad. I kind of feel sad for this person. And I don't know what happened between you and them, guys. So please, you know, don't allow me to influence whatever it is that you're thinking about this person, whatever it is this person did or not, you know? But whatever is going on, there's been a no contact because of it. And I feel as though this person is having a hard time knowing whether or not it's the right thing to do to move in your direction, especially if they're feeling so energetically misaligned in regards to whatever's going on in their 3D. So before we get into your final messages, which we'll be using the ancient stones for our advice and final messages, I wanted to look at Pantha real quick, which is a really good deck for thoughts, you know? Any other additional thoughts or confirmations for it? What's been on this person's mind about group one, about you and them? Anything else? Anything else? What's been on there? Okay, we'll stop there, guys. Memory. Death in reverse, but I typically don't take Oracle in reverse. But we got death coming through at the new bottom of the deck, which, you know, again, for every permanent end could represent a transformation. And maybe that is what this person is on the brink of going through. They already have a different perspective. But are they in their ego maybe a little bit more so than they should be? And that could be what they're releasing. And that could be where the confusion is. They could be a little stubborn. They could be trying to protect their energy, distracting themselves, indulging, to go back to the tavern. One of the messages, you know, and they could be partaking in things to make them happy. It doesn't necessarily mean anything nefarious or insinuous. So is that the right word? Either way, we have gain, perseverance, profession, and third wheel. And I just spoke about the third wheel. But I'm getting more so something about their profession. And we got this. They could be going through a lot too. Like, look at how it kind of reminds me of that Seven of Cups energy, even though it's profession. Card number 1 in this deck. But it's like the feeling of juggling so many plates, although there's six plates. Reminds me of the lovers. Person has a lot going on, guys. They're feeling exhausted, but they're thinking, they know that they're persevering. It's going back to the 9 of Wands energy. It's like they're still standing upright, but they're getting off the ride of making things so challenging and difficult for themselves. I feel like and maybe it's a good thing, guys, that they're reflecting, they're going within. They need to fill their own cup. They're depleted right now. So gain could be a lot of different types of gains. It could be gain in their professional world. It could also be gaining more energy, more currency. We talked all about that. And third wheel, again, I'm getting more so because I feel like they're more isolating themselves from people and just focus on stuff that's going on in their world. So that is the third wheel. I'm getting more so what's going on in their 3D. It could be profession, it could be what they're trying to prioritize in their life right now, how they're trying to create some sort of divine masculine energy within. They want to become more stable. And in order for them to show loyalty, and I feel like there is loyalty that this person has, but you may not even know. And that's where the distortedness comes in that loyalty that this person has for you, because it's like behind closed doors. And it's kind of sad because it's like this person is like withholding. It's like, I feel like this person is the sun is being withheld from this person by choice. It's like this person is not allowing themselves to just allow everything to unfold, but they, again, they could be going through a very difficult financial situation right now as well. But I felt so too that they might be getting to a better space with that. They're able to juggle it. They're persevering. So that's the energy that is shining. And that is the energy that this person is now feeling that like, yes, they want to move forward because maybe things are starting to get better in their world. But again, their energy, their exhaustion, something about that isn't there yet. So gosh, I feel like this could be closer than you realize. But again, I wouldn't suggest waiting. And again, I don't know if this is someone that you would want to be back in an energy with. I'm not sure what type of connection this is. Could be anything. It could be a soul connection for sure. With the Lovers, the Four of Wands, the distorted masculine. That could be twin. It could be anything, guys. Don't allow labels to, keep yourself in a bubble. Don't put a label on it. If this person's not coming through, they're not coming through. So remember that, make sure you know your boundaries and what you deserve. And yeah, even if we have empathy and compassion over this person, what they're dealing with and what's going on, it boils down to the fact that there is still a disconnect between the both of you. And if it's on this person to create justice, then it's on this person. And there's nothing you could do. And this person may not be able to ever create justice. I don't know. It seems like they will be. But again, it's really up to this person, guys. So that's the thing, People could sit in distorted energy for years, and not even know and not even understand how to get out of it. And how they show up in the world and how they project that energy to others. It's all of it becomes toxic. Which, if this person is now isolating, they could be recognizing that. So that is a good indicator to go back to where this person is. So I feel like for the right collective, this person is most likely in that period of transforming and making that choice. Things are looking up, but they still need to fill their cup in some way, guys. So let's get into our final messages for you. What do we need to see for group 1, Spirit? Stepping our ancient stones. What is the stones that we need to see? The entrance stone. I love this card. New beginning, step forward, expansion. Depending on what type of connection this is, guys, you could be dealing with your own sort of ascension, specifically for some of you. But a lot of you could also just be expanding on your own growth, your own personal journey, your own spiritual journey in some way. And it's like you're entering into, it's like you're taking you might be, Spirit might be inviting you to see new beginnings that are all around you. You might know specifically what these new beginnings are, or you might be noticing them in your energy field that there's some opportunities coming your way. Whether it has to do with this person or not, that might not be. So keep an open mind and step forward because it feels really good. It feels like that's where your growth is going to expand you. We're getting the Hagstone, energy shield, protection, inner strength. You know, the Hagstone, gosh, it has such negative connotation, right? The hag, it reminds me of the witch, you know, thinking of Halloween. And so the Hagstone could also like give that feeling of the maid, the old maid, the hag. And that's such not the vibe anymore, guys. Like, remember, like, how beautiful and powerful. So if you are feeling that energy, Spirit is saying that is not a bad thing. You were chosen to live this and be on this path for a reason. And we are getting the word protection. So again, to go back to this energy that this person might be thinking about, you know, literally protecting you from them right now until they are feeling more aligned. But that could also be the energy of what's going on with the divine. You know, you are protected right now, group one, and you're building your own inner strength, it feels like. Bottom of the deck, the cycle breaker. There could be a cycle that's being broken right now between the both of you, which I'm not surprised if this has occurred between the both of you, especially for those of you that resonate with the twin flame journey. But again, like I said, don't put a label on it because that could really keep you stuck. So the cycle breaker, break the cycle, guys. And I know you know what that means. Like, that addictive energy is no longer there. You're able to kind of move on from this. So that's kind of what Spirit is reminding you of. You'll get through it. You always do. This is if you're really ending this cycle, you won't even think about this person. Allow this energy to be released. And if this person is meant to come through, if this person is meant for you, in the perfect timing, they will come through, and you might feel very aligned to them when they come through. It really depends on if it's person meant for you or not, you know? But if they are meant for you, it'll never pass you by. Ever. So just let go of outcome and enjoy the ride, you know? And if someone else comes through, then allow yourself to move forward in a different direction. And that's okay too. Maybe that's what was meant for you. So again, the entering and stepping into a new world could be very scary. But guys, to go back to energy of waiting, if this person, if it's been months, you know, for some of you, it could be a long time, months, years for some of you. Like, you got to move on, you know, there's no point in hanging on to this. So with that in mind, use your discernment. You know, this person seems to be going through some sort of transition. And again, if it's up to you, and here's what I would say too. If you focus on it, it might take 20 million times longer. You know, it's important to focus and turn inward yourself. Allow this person to figure themselves out. They're the only ones that could get out of their own way, you know? All right, guys, I love you so much. I hope this made sense and taught you something about what's going on between you and this person right now. Whatever it is that you needed to see or any insights, I hope that you gained from this. Let me know in the comments or send a like and subscribe if you haven't, and hopefully I will see you again. Bye, guys. Hello, group 2, and welcome to your reading today. If you chose this red gem and or the Cozy Witch Tarot, then welcome to your reading today, group 2. So let's get right into it. This is a difficult deck to shuffle. I shuffled before I started your reading, but we're going to give it a couple more shuffles. We're tapping into the energy of this person that you are currently thinking about, group 2. This person, what's been on their mind about you and them? What's the current energy? What are they thinking about when it comes to you and them? Your connection, whatever situation you might be in the current energy. Wherever they are with their emotions, we're going to look at it all. See if we could discover any more detail when it comes to whatever it is that spirit wants to show us, what's going on in their mind about you and them. Spirit, thank you so much for coming through as always for our collective energy, for our group 2. May we get the best messages for our group 2's higher self today. Spirit, thank you so much. So this person on your mind, group 2, what's been on their mind? What's been on their mind about you and them? What do we need to see, Spirit? So we have the 6 of Wands as our first card coming through. What are they thinking about? We have another 6. We have the 6 of Swords coming up in reverse. 2 6s back to back. Getting communication. We have another reversal. King of Wands. We have another king. King of Swords. Interesting. Wand swords, wand swords. So fire, air energy. Fire energy could be Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. We have for air, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Let's get one more card for our first row. 4 of Swords in reverse. Okay, let's get our clarifiers. What's going on, Spirit? What's been on this person's mind about group 2 and them? 3 of Swords. Wow. Has there been a heartbreak? Has there been a breakup? An end? We have the Knight of Cups coming through with this 6 of Swords in reverse. They're feeling really sad. We have the 5 of Swords in reverse coming through with the King of Swords. I'm sorry, that's the King of Wands. For the King of Swords, let's see. Whoa. So this is called Toxic Witches, card number 15, the Devil energy, guys. So believe it or not, this is our first major arcana coming through. Capricorn energy, which is earth energy. Okay. So a lot of what's going on in their mind is communication. I picked up on that right away. We have 9 of Wands in reverse. And we are getting, what's at the bottom of the deck? In reverse, we have the Patient Witch, which is the Hanged Man in reverse. Interesting. Because I remember we got the 4 of Swords in reverse. This person... Okay. Here's what's going on, guys. First of all, I want to mention that there's only one major arcana, and that's the Devil energy. So we're definitely going to have to get some clarifiers on what's... Really want to tap into that energy, because I'm already picking up on some sort of obsessive energy directed towards you. I feel as though this person is thinking heavily about communicating. I am getting the feeling that they are writing a message. They are exploring things what to say to you, but they haven't really had the courage, or they haven't sent this message yet. So you might still not have heard from this person. It's almost as though this message, this communication is caught in limbo. It's on the precipice of being sent, but it could also be the feeling of this person deleting, rewriting a message for you. I'm getting the feeling that they are a little bit in la la land when it comes to this energy, guys. I don't think they're reflecting, I don't think they're going deep. It's giving a little bit more of surface level energy of how they are viewing and what their perspective is. It's not going that deep for them as far as unraveling where they're coming from. I feel like it's a little more surface level, but it could also be that this is a newer type of energy. I want to say that this person is a little bit stuck in their own type of ways, beliefs, habits. We got the Three of Cups after that and the Six of Cups. You and this person could have history together. Regardless, they have good memories. They have a good feeling when it comes to you. Socializing with you, they feel happy, they feel joyful. This is the type of person that is a person that likes to socialize or is often out with others. I feel like they are in the mix of friends. I feel like also external energies influence their decision making, which is why maybe the Hanged Man is coming in reverse. They're really having a hard time figuring things out on their own. So, wow, there's so much that came through right out the gate. But let's start with the Three of Swords, because I feel like that's going to really tie you into this reading, guys. The Three of Swords is a really difficult type of energy. It could feel, it's the heartbreak card. It could feel very sorrowful, lonely. We're at the library here in this picture. We got two pigeons, I just noticed. And a person holding this book with the Three of Swords depiction of the heart, with the three swords stuck in the heart, close to her chest. Exiting the library. It's this person I feel like could be researching a lot. King of Wands in reverse is a person that doesn't feel confident. They may have lost their spark, their zest. So whatever this Three of Swords, however it's allocated in this connection, guys, with you and them, because I'm getting for the right collective, there's been some sort of really heartbreak involved between the both of you. The thing about this too is, we got the Six of Swords in reverse. I don't think this person has completely moved on. Obviously, you're still on their mind. This person feels as though there's unfinished business, and I do feel as though there's an emotional pull towards you. This person, but even with the Knight of Cups, like this person on the beach looks sad. All of this imagery that's coming through is pictures of someone feeling sad or lonely or on their own. Even the ones in reverse, I'm looking at the Nine of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the King of Wands depictions of lonely figures. Could be yearning, but also like that feeling of missing out. So this person could be holding on to a feeling of false hope. Six of Wands is success. I like how it's depicted by this, this person coming with their friends. She's trying out outfits. The friends are giving approvals, yay or nay. But this outfit, I think this person got the winning outfit. It's successful energy. And honestly, just with the friends giving that thumbs up, that approval, I feel like that goes back to this energy. Something about external parties may have been a big influence for this person in some degree. But I do feel like a lot of what they are thinking about is whatever it is that they want to say to you. So I want to get a little bit more clarifiers on the devil, but I am getting a little bit where this person is having a very difficult time seeing past you. They're hyper focusing on you. And then it's coming through with the King of Swords. It could mean that they are trying to find information. They're trying to figure out what to say, how to communicate. And they could be analyzing, like reading in between the lines. You know, I'm getting a lot of imagery of writing in books and the term gatekeeping. It's almost as though you are coming through as a little bit more mysterious right now. They don't want to fight. They don't want conflict. They just want peace. So why is the devil here? Is there anything else? What are they thinking about? This fell on my lap. 2 of Wands. Ooh. They're missing you. Even like this energy of toxic witches, which is the devil energy. Like it's 3 friends sitting on a couch, and look at this imagery of this person just off to the side, almost in their own mind, distracted in their own bubble. I could envision this person, even if they're socializing, which could be the case, they're thinking about you. You're on their mind. They're missing you. And with the 2 of Wands coming through with the devil, it's the feeling of, and I picked up on that earlier, that yearning, that they know what they want. And look, it's almost like this character is it called scrying or it's scribing or scrying? Some of you know what I'm talking about, where you could read the energy through a flame. If you watch a flame, like a candle flicker, it's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of like reading tea leaves in a way, or the ripples. There's so many ways to scry? What's that terminology, guys? I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. But it does look like this is what this person is doing. So this person on your mind, I don't think they're in deep reflection, but they could be lost in thought. Okay, let's get one more for the devil energy. They could be seeing things. They could be imagining things. 3 of Cups again in the reverse this time. So there's some sort of disconnect, and it's creating a lot of heartbreak. 3s feel something about 3s. And again, that's the house of communication. The 3rd house, that's Gemini. That's air, that's Mercury. And that's kind of the energy I was feeling from the get-go. Let's get one more. Again, we have another reversal. 4 of Cups in reverse. So they could be coming out of a stage of complacency. You know, 4 of Cups is 2 of Cups now at the bottom of the deck. 4 of Cups is the energy. I mean, there's so much for the 4 of Cups, but it's a person that's it could be someone that's so hyper-focused on something that they're missing an opportunity. They're missing the 4th cup. They're missing something because they're tunneled vision somewhere else. Not necessarily that they're reflecting. It's like a stuck energy almost. So if they've been stuck on this, not reflecting, they could be getting out of it. They could be getting to the point where now it's like they want to communicate. They want to send this message. We got the 2 of Cups, 5 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of a conflict now with this heartbreak, this 3 of Swords energy. But the funny thing is, it's coming with the 6 of Wands, which I think is pretty interesting. So let's just get one more and then we'll move on to the Oracle, guys. But what is up with the 6 of Wands with the 3 of Swords? Another king, king of cups. This person, hi, Moon. Moon's coming. Hi, Moony. Oh, she's slipping. This person is feeling like they lost control of their emotions when it came to this. But now they're sitting in some sort of heartbreak with whatever it is that disrupted this energy, guys. Eight of Wands, but there is a sense of urgency for the communication. One more. I just want to, and look at all these witches out at night. Knight of Swords, dude. Okay, look at all these books. To go back to the imagery of books, of knowledge, of information, seeking, and also communicating. Look at, she's carrying a phone in her hand, a cell phone. Okay, so the energy that we're picking up on is, wow, is the feeling where this person has communication on the mind. So with that being said, they still aren't seeing things differently, guys. You know, just to remind you, we got the Hanged Man in reverse. Or the, what is it called? The Patient Witch in reverse. So a patient witch in reverse feels like impatience. And we're getting the Eight of Wands. So if this person rushes in with communication, it might not be the best. I don't know. Something about, well, let's see. Let's see if we could get some clarifiers on what that might look like. But I also want to get into more of what they're thinking about, see what else is going on with what it is that they would communicate, first of all. Second of all, what it is that's making them so heartbroken over this and so obsessed over this energy. Unfinished business type of feeling. Okay, sorry. A couple of fell out, guys, but I put them back in because I'm not ready yet. Let's give it one quick shuffle. Two quick shuffles. Let's do it one more time. So to look at it through a romantic lens, we're starting with the true love. What do we need to see, Spirit, with this person? What's been on their mind about group 2 and themselves, our collective group? Worthiness. Ooh. With the King of Wands in reverse, with confidence. Look at the mirrored effect, the reflection that we're not really picking up on, where this person is refusing to look in the mirror in a way, but maybe they can't avoid it. And what they're seeing is, I don't know, it's like they're blocking themselves. All right, we got connection. Now, this card always reminds me of Two of Cups and I didn't mention it yet, but we got the 10 of Pentacles at the new bottom of the deck after we got our clarifiers. This is where we're leaving it. Look at those cats, those black cats. Rest in peace. I used to have a cat, Midnight, my black cat. Moon, believe it or not, my girl cat Moon reminds me of Midnight so much. She's a little bit more brave than Midnight, but anyway, black cats. Luck is on your side. Luck be the lady tonight. I don't know why that came through. Don't be scared of black cats passing your cross. Crossing your path. That's what I meant. That old superstition. It's actually good luck. And this person could be thinking a little bit future oriented too, with Two of Cups connection, worthiness. But gosh, this feels like you are making them look at things. It's like you're forcing them to see a different angle, but they're not ready to see it yet. It could have to do with something that links up with their worthiness, their confidence. Life purpose, connection. It's such beautiful energy that they're thinking about. So maybe you are, and that could be where the devil, energy is coming through too, is something about you is they can't get away from boundaries. They could be trying to put up boundaries, or maybe that's what they were trying to do to begin with that led to heartbreak. Either way, they know what they want, and I know that kind of sounds like sometimes when it could be too late when the milk is already spilled, you know, like the milk is going to go it's going to spoil. Maybe that's why there's a sense of urgency with this person, even though they haven't really made that perspective switch. But forgiveness is the new bottom of the deck energy. So there could be some sort of energy surrounding you guys in this heartbreak, this Three of Swords, this energy of this person maybe wanting to explain themselves without, it's like they want it. And that could be where their lack of perspective is coming, where they just are so caught up in what they are thinking, their boundaries, their defenses, explaining, that they're losing sight of the big picture maybe when it comes to you and what they really should be focusing on. But let's move on to the Place Oracle, which I love this Oracle. It's like one of my favorite decks, guys, because we're going to tap in, you know, we're talking about what's been on their mind about you and them and the recent energy, the current energy, tapping into that. So we're going to look at their mind space, the place that their mind is going to, or physical space. What does the collective need to see, Spirit? Hospital. Gosh, again, guys, this could be literal, something about the hospital, but also it could be mental space, which is typically what I pick up on. All right, we're getting Rendezvous Point. I love this card. It's so medieval. A knight, but also a knight that's kind of on the prowl. It's rainy. Rendezvous point. Communication. Maybe they are asking you to meet them somewhere. Zoo. Have a lot on their mind. River. And garden. Airport after that. Wow. Bottom of the deck energy. The new bottom of the deck. Place of reminiscence. I feel like this person wants to go with the flow when it comes to you, but they just don't know how to do it. I think one of the things they're thinking about with communication when it comes to you is they definitely want to meet up with you. They want to close the gap if there's been a distance. This is weighing heavily on their mind. Even the birds are so communicative right now. Typically they are. It's a rainy type of day. I just went outside, stopped by my mama's house to drop off something to her. And it reminds me of like the energy behind the rendezvous point. Not that Chicago looks medieval, but just the rainy type of. But again, the birds are out. They're singing and they have a lot to say. And I feel like with zoo, it could represent also just everything going on in this person's mind where they're not really thinking things rationally. So they may just communicate all this stuff. It's like they want to explain themselves, but it's wrapped up in the devil energy, guys. So again, they may miss the mark with their communication in some way. A lot of it too is them wanting to, I don't know, I'm getting the imagery, especially with zoo, of a merry-go-round, which could imply some sort of cycle. Has this been a cycle between you and this person? A mental loop. I do believe, though, a part of what this person's thinking about is that you have brought them joy. I'm looking at garden here and just how lonely the energy feels of them. Like it's almost like desperation almost. But then when I look at the garden, it's like the blossoming of these flowers. It looks like I'm gonna take a stab and say carnations or roses. Actually, I don't know. Maybe they're roses. But they're in full bloom and they're just looking so beautiful, and like it's like the energy of tending to one's garden. But also like just for this reading and what they're thinking about when it comes to you and them, like how delicate you are, maybe. It's like they're a bull in a china shop. But like I said, they want to go with the flow. It's just hard for them. It's like this is the type of person that likes being in control. We got a lot of king energy, but a couple of them were in reverse. We got a lot of energy of this person may be used to moving with action. However, I don't think this person really stops to touch base with whether they are aligned with their action. Maybe that's why the devil is, and again, the devil is like, was the only major arcana that came through with our original spread. So if this is a newer energy, guys, this person, you're giving them a run for their money. And whatever it is that happened between the both of you with this Three of Swords. So for some of you, this might not be a newer person. This could be someone that you just didn't go too deep yet. It's still like surface level energy, it feels. Because it could be that this person has those boundaries. So I want to see the Pantha. Now, this is such a dope deck for thoughts. Let's see if there's anything else we could pick up on with what they are thinking about between you and them, Spirit. Group 2. What do we need to see? What else are they thinking about when it comes to themselves and Group 2, Spirit? Doesn't want to share. This person is, and I'm not surprised because the Three of Swords energy could be really hard energy, right? Like getting introvert, marionette, justice. Yeah. All right. And then this is just really resistant. So we're going to stop schedule. Okay. Typically, I don't just randomly stop, but I feel like we understand. I feel like I have a good idea that this is where this person is. So bottom of the deck, we got schedule. We got introvert, which makes sense. Even if this person is more of an extrovert or used to being around social interactions, especially if this person is so attached to external validation from friends, family, that could have been something that this person has a hard time seeing past. We do got justice though, which is this is Libra energy coming through. Card number 11 also in this deck. Card number 66, 76. We got strategy coming through. Marionette and self-love. Wow. Real estate after that. Feel like part of what this communication that they're thinking, it stems from strategy, guys. Again, like there's different images I'm getting. One of them, like even just this typewriter, this person writing like a book, a novel. It's like this person is not only trying to seek information, maybe even retracing and reviewing like past texts, past messages between the both of you. But also, it's like they have no filter on what they want to say to you, but they realize they need to kind of sharpen up. It's almost as though they're writing too much. They want to say too much. So they need to be more strategic, and that's something that they are evaluating right now with whatever this communication is. But that seems to be a strong theme with what's going on in their mind right now. And it's It has to do with the rendezvous point. One of the things that I feel like this person is not the type of person that likes to be controlled. They don't want to feel like they're being puppeted or puppet mastered like a marionette on a string. And I feel like some of the energy that I got is them losing control. And whatever it is that happened between the both of you, it became challenging for them. And maybe that is, but here's the thing, I don't think they want to sit with this conflict. They want peace. Maybe a lot of it has to do with them needing to figure out their own self love, their own maturity in that. But something about time is coming through. Like time is of an essence, which is why the Eight of Wands, it's like a sense of urgency. But are we getting any forward movement? It could be possible, guys. This is what this person is thinking about, what they want to say and how they're going to say it. And you may have heard it all before, because I don't think this person is saying anything new, especially with the, how do they call it? The patient witch in reverse. The impatient witch. Like this person, I don't know, something about timing, sense of urgency. So you might get a message sooner rather than later, or you might already be talking to this person, but I don't feel like the energy is shifting, although that's what this person wants. They want justice, but it's almost as though they're sabotaging it in a way, because they are sitting in this double energy with however it is that they're communicating. It's like they're having a hard time listening, maybe. So let's get into your final messages, guys. I hope this helped. I want to see what Spirit wants to leave us with, any advice or final messages when it comes to, for you, regardless of what's going on with this person. What do we need to leave group 2 with, Spirit? After all this energy. Final messages. What's our... Weather the storms is coming up. It's like, did you guys get in a fight? It feels like a breakup. It feels like a really bad one, but it doesn't seem like it's over yet type of energy. Soul agreement at the bottom of the deck. Soul mission, soul plan, life purpose. Again, we're getting life purpose again for them. And now in your energy that Spirit is directing our attention to. Soul agreement. Is this a karmic? Is there a soul connection between the both of you? It could be. Looking at this fetus, gosh. That might mean something for some of you. Alignment after that, wow. But giving birth to something soul related, like it's your soul mission, Spirit is directing your attention to. Stepping stones. Ooh, I like that. I always think about stepping stones, even just with this deck, because it's called Ancient Stones, and it's like, what's the next step? And you got the stepping stone, a couple of hunks in the background. Take the next step, simplicity, focus. Simplify things, guys. Make it uncomplex. We got a lot of the 5 energy, the 5 of Wands. In reverse, we got the 5 of Swords. Even in this person's thoughts about you and them, they too want some sort of peace. Yet, I don't think they know how to... I don't know. I don't know if they're able to accomplish that with the way they communicate. But for you, it's simplifying things. It's like this person likes to overcomplicate things, and you're being told to simplify everything. Weather the storms. Let it change you. Embrace the unexpected. All right, guys. It's the feeling of allow things to just unfold. There might be an unexpected message coming your way if you haven't heard from this person. I feel like it's going to come in abruptly. You're gonna, like when you least expect it. But I will warn you, use discernment because it may not be what you, it might be communicated in a way that's not gonna help the situation. It really depends on this person, but they're strategizing, they're trying to figure it out. Whether or not you accept whatever it is that they say, it's gonna be up to you. However, I wish you the best of luck. I hope that this reading helped in some way and gave you some insights when it comes to this energy and this person, guys. Let me know if it did. Send a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and hopefully I will see you again. Love you guys. Bye. Hi, Group 3, and welcome to your reading today. If you chose this light pink gem and or the Druid Tarot or the Druid Craft Tarot, then you made it to the right reading, guys, and welcome. So we're talking today about this person that you are currently thinking about, and obviously this deck is very difficult to shuffle. I actually shuffled offline because I know how difficult it is, but still going to give it a couple of tries. But anyway, to go back to our topic, what's been on their mind about you and them? What's going on with whatever the situation is revolving around your connection? We're tapping into their thoughts of what are they actually thinking about? Can we pick up on anything as far as emotions, their intentions? What's going on with them when it comes to you and them? What are they thinking about? So with that in mind, Spirit, thank you so much for coming through for the collective energy as always for our Group 3. May we get our best messages for Group 3's higher self today with this energy, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, guys. There's like a soft drizzle outside of rain. Let's see. What's been on their mind about you and them? What do we need to see, Spirit, for Group 3's collective? What is on their mind? What is this person thinking about? Ooh. 2 of Swords in reverse. Okay. What are they thinking about, Spirit? What do we need to see? 4 of Swords. Ooh, look at the imagery. Spirit, what's been on this person's mind about Group 3 and themselves? We got 2 cards kind of stuck together, guys. So we're going to keep it together. Wasn't feeling it. This deck is hard enough, guys. So bear with me, but want to make sure the right cards come through. And typically I could pick up on the energy. 2 cards again, and again, not feeling it. Let me shuffle it one more time. Spirit, what do we need to see? What's been on their mind? 2 of Cups. What's been on their mind about Group 3 and themselves? What are they thinking about? 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Again, that's the 2 of Swords. Trying to make some space, guys. Let's get our last card and then we'll adjust real quick before we get our clarifiers. What has been on this person's mind? What are they thinking about? The Moon. Okay. Let's overlap this a little bit. The Moon, our first major arcana, by the way. Card number 18, Pisces energy, which is water. All right, let's find out what's going on. This is interesting. What's been on their mind? What are they thinking about this person? About Group 3 and themselves? What's going on? What are they thinking about you and them, Group 3? What's on their mind? So we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Ten of Swords. Wow. This person is in deep reflection over some sort of really difficult energy with the Ten of Swords here, like a backstabbing, a deep regret, perhaps. Why is the Two of Cups here, Spirit? What is this person thinking? The High Priestess. Oh, I'm sorry, the High Priest. Not the High Priestess. And the High Priest in this deck is card number 5, which is the Hierophant. Wow. With the Two of Cups. Commitment. Relationship. But what happened? What happened? Ooh. Is that meant to be, Spirit? 9 of Cups, 4 of Wands in reverse. The misunion. And something about independence, unfulfillment. But let's double check because I feel like this is an important energy. I want to make sure we're getting the right card. So Spirit, why is the 10 of Pentacles in reverse? What has been on their mind about you and them for group 3? What's going on? Okay. I'm going to be honest, my hand is hurting. It's a really big deck. Okay, that wanted to get out. 8 of Pentacles in reverse with the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Lack of effort. Did they not put effort into this? Princess of Cups. And the princess, I want to say, is the page. Typically, the princess is the page. 4 of Wands, again, showing itself. Bottom of the deck energy. This person wants alignment. This person wants union with, first of all, with themselves, but also within this connection. They're having a very difficult time seeing the prospect of the future right now. Because in regards to this 10 of Swords, let's talk about that because this is heavily on their mind in this 4 of Swords energy. They're in deep contemplation over it. They're thinking about they're thinking along, like they're looking at the horizon. They're looking at the far distance and they're coming up short with whatever it is that went down with this 10 of Swords. You know, typically the 10 of Swords could feel like that backstabbing, that feeling of someone being backstabbed. Like, look at these 10 swords completely in this person's back as this person is out of commission on the ground, face flat, mask off. It's like a death in a way, right? But it's not the death card, it's the 10 of Swords. So it's like living with this pain, this ultimate betrayal type of energy. And so we could get clarifiers to get more specifics, but whatever that was, is what this person is deeply reflecting on. The energy too, we got 2s on either side of this 4 of Swords. 4, 2 plus 2 equals 4. So it's interesting that this person is like caught between the 2 of Cups and the 2 of Swords. Now the 2 of Swords is coming up in reverse. So that could imply that this person knows. It's like, are they on the move? Are they making any action steps? There could be a little bit of action, but we might need some oracles to whether or not you guys are going to come into forward movement with this person. Because the 4 of Swords could imply that they're not moving forward yet, but they're contemplating the energy between the both of you. 2 of Cups comes through. It's very mutual. It's very loving. It could feel like a soulmate energy. This person might really have strong, they're thinking about the strong connection between the both of you, and they are reflecting on once being stuck They could have prevented themselves from moving in your direction at one point. It's funny too because the Ace of Cups, it's like the lack of a new beginning. This person wasn't ready to offer a cup to you, let alone anyone else. So it could be in the extreme sense that they are not knowing what to do, but I feel more so that they're coming out of it. And now they're just in deep contemplative mode because when when this new beginning should have arrived, something about it brought on a feeling of betrayal. But as we look at the center of our reading, we got the Two of Cups and the High Priest. This feels like committed energy. This feels like a loving, committed energy. But this person is having a very difficult time seeing the future clearly right now. It's almost as though they're recognizing there was no effort put into manifesting a future with you, even though that's what they want. They want a commitment of some sorts. They want to take this connection to a higher level, to a higher emotional level. And something may have stopped that trajectory in its tracks. However, this person is now reflecting on the energy of, I think, of how they feel. But they're realizing that whatever it is that went down in the 3D did not showcase this energy, their emotions. Because what we have instead is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This is a person where it's like they're having a hard time seeing into the future, or it's feeling foggy. They could also feel like there was some sort of sabotage. Either they messed things up for the future, but it just doesn't seem as clear as maybe it once felt. And with the Eight of Pentacles, the lack of effort, the lack of, Eight of Pentacles is the energy that's someone putting a massive amount of effort. And this person is making Pentacles probably very hot energy with this, whatever this chemical process is of alchemy. It's like they're alchemizing in order to produce these pentacles. Either way, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of heat, it's a lot of energy, but it's coming in reverse with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So again, it's implying a little bit where either they're reflecting on the fact that there was a lack of this dedication, this forward movement into this future prospect, this committed prospect. With this Two of Cups here, they could have been wearing some sort of mask, a veil. It could have been veiled in mystery a little bit, how they felt. The Princess of Cups is a very, the Princess of Cups, the Page of Cups. It's like butterflies. It's like crush energy. It could be very surface level in a way, but also with the moon coming through, has this person expressed this? Is this person keeping this more under wraps, more veiled in secrecy, howling at the moon? So it's like, and even with the Four of Swords, it's the energy of, typically you see a knight laying down, three swords pointing directly at them, and then one sword on the side. But in this depiction, you got three swords pointing up. This person is sitting up, and then this one sword is sitting on this person's lap. Now, that could be the energy of how they are looking at this connection, weighing it, trying to balance it, trying to equalize things. But I'm getting a very strong sense of strategy, because I think at this point, this person is feeling a little desperate with all of their energy. They want this union. They want this, again, guys, the Four of Wands is such a beautiful energy of union. That could be union with self. That could represent a marriage. That could represent union with someone else. It could represent 1111. Four of Wands could be like that twin flame energy as well. There's so much involved with the Four of Wands. It almost feels like a major arcana. But again, every minor arcana feels major regardless because of the energy involved. So for this to be in this person's subconscious, a lot of it has to do with them reflecting on what's going to bring them into union. And a lot of that has to do with you guys. That's what they're thinking about. And it almost feels like either they betrayed. It's like if they betrayed this connection, they broke their own heart. So, do I want any clarifiers before we get into the oracle? Let's take a look. I mean, I think a lot of what they're thinking about is just reflecting on the shoulda, woulda, coulda of the future and realizing that whatever it is that went down with this Ten of Swords, actually, that's what I want, Ten of Swords. Whatever went down with this Ten of Swords led to the future being very muggy, very unclear, and now it doesn't feel good. They really like you. They're feeling that it's the funny thing is we got the Two of Cups with the Princess of Cups. It's such a mismatch of how this person feels with how they're coming across. Because page energy could be very immature. It could be very new. It could be very fresh. But I feel you and this person might have some history involved, especially with this Ten of Swords. So let's see what that's about. What is this? What are they reflecting on? What is this Ten of Swords? What is this? Is it a betrayal? What's going on? And again, you should know, this might tie you into the reading a little bit more, or maybe give us some clarity of what exactly they are going through. Nine of Pentacles. Wow. If you remember, we got like the Nine of Cups in reverse, and we were talking, I put the cards back into the deck, but I noted it, but the energy of fulfillment. Now, this is giving the lack of feeling good with whatever independent energy that is currently happening right now within them. They're not doing so good. Why is the Ten of Swords here? What is this about? Ooh, another ace in reverse, looking like the sun, the Ace of Wands. Princess of Swords, communication, Page of... All right, guys, so here's what's happening. Something prevented this person from a new beginning with you. We're getting two aces in reverse. It almost feels like a false start, or something was betrayed before it even began, where now the future looks a little murky. But here's the thing. I feel as though this person is in deep reflection over all of that. And they're coming through as Page. I feel part of what they're reflecting on is what they would want to say to you. And also the emotions that they would want to express to you. But I don't think they're ready to express those emotions. It's almost as though they are, I would even say, a little uncomfortable with these emotions, which is why it's coming through as Page of Cups. At the bottom of the deck now, we are getting, oh wow, the wheel after that. We got the King of Pentacles. This is the ultimate committed king. This is the king that's gonna make you that solid offer. But this king doesn't have anything to give. Look at, they're empty-handed, sitting down, not in any sense of urgency right now, this King of Pentacles. So if this is this person's set point, something about your energy is making them feel a little up in the air. They might be learning a couple of lessons. Another page, a page of Princess of Wands. All right, something about you is making this person feel giddy, new, green. And whatever betrayal this was, it it almost feels as like they betrayed themselves because they don't feel good. They're not fulfilled. And now they're in deep reflection over that. They're lacking. They're like in a lack mindset now over the future, not having you. Okay, I'm excited to get into the oracle. So we're starting with the true love. This is going to give us an idea of like what the romantic, where we are at with this person's thoughts about you and them in regards to romance. So what's going on, Spirit? What do we need to see? What's been on their mind about group 3 and themselves with our true love? What do we need to see? This person, what are they thinking about? What do we need to see? So we have inner peace. Soulmates, wow. And look at how that's coming right with the 2 of Cups. Are you guys soulmates? Is there a divine connection between the both of you? Maybe. I mean, this is what this person is. It's crossing this person's mind for sure with the soulmates and the 2 of Cups energy and the High Priest. They know this is more serious than they may have initially thought or may have initially worked toward. And now it's like they messed it up or something got messed up. They're coming through as page, 3 pages, in fact. And even if this person is sitting in a King of Pentacles energy, they're showing up as page. So something about them is a little, it's like, wow, the divine masculine. Okay, guys, I honestly do think that this person is probably in their divine. I mean, we got the King of Pentacles. The divine masculine is like all the kings in one, is how I think of it. It's a very, very solid energy. It's all of us have divine masculine and feminine energy that we could access, but we also have that toxic layer in both feminine and masculine energy. So for this person to come through when they are thinking about you and them as a divine masculine, it's like they have to live up to that. Something about you is making them know they have to be the best version of self. And maybe they didn't show you their best version of self. They may have betrayed themselves in some way. Life purpose at the bottom of the deck. However, this is very beautiful energy that's coming through, guys. I mean, intimacy at the after that. Now, I'm not sure where you guys are at, but with this 10 of Swords, I could only imagine that there was some sort of huge setback. It could feel like a betrayal. It could feel like a letdown. It could feel like a sabotage. It could feel, and again, it may have been out of nowhere. You know, you typically don't see swords coming towards you from the back, right? So whoever's laid out with swords in their back, and again, at this point, it could also be them. They could have betrayed themselves in this, whatever they did or whatever happened here. Regardless, what they are thinking about through this reflection is, you know, because four of Swords is not a bad energy. I really like this energy, 4 of Swords. They're going through a lot of, I would say they're reflecting on what they messed up for the future when it comes to you. Because the future doesn't look good. So whatever it was that happened with this 10 of Swords, they're not stupid. They see it. But the thing is, they realize how important you are to them. You know, it's giving the 2 of Cups, the soulmates, the High Priest. They want to make that offer. It's in their subconscious. But all they are able to really feel comfortable is with page energy when it comes to action. And they may not even be coming through yet. However, they have the divine masculine. At least that's what they are thinking of what they need to be and how they need to show up when it comes to you. So let's move on to place. Now, place is a really dope deck. It's one of my favorites because we could look at their inner world, what's going on in their mental space, the place in their mind, but we could also get like legit confirmations or synchronicities, anything spirit that we need to see for group 3 with places, with what's been on their mind about group 3 and themselves. What do we need to see? Okay, it's a lot. School. They've learned something, guys. I don't know. That message is coming in. They've been schooled. They've been treated, as we say in Chicago, treated. All right, park. Whatever this 10 of swords, it woke them up a little bit. Let's say that. We got concert, park. We got perilous realm within the vehicle. Bottom of the deck. Ooh, lake. Some honks. We got a honk war in the background. It's like post office after that. Messages. Communication. That might be something you guys are already talking, but it might be something that's going to come through. It feels very isolated energy right now, guys. You know, all of this feels empty, lost, dark, foggy. Just getting that 10 of Pentacles, like that foggy future. Even the lake, it's just feeling like kind of like you're in a swamp. But it says tranquil waters. Sorry about the honking, guys. I'm trying to ignore it, but I'm used to it. I'm like desensitized because I've born and raised in Chicago my whole life. Plus my neighborhood is pretty active, so sorry if it's bothering you. But tranquil waters reflection, that does feel peaceful, and it gives that peaceful like imagery with these words, tranquil reflection, but again, it feels like a horror movie, you know, like it's a perilous realm. It's not easy being in this person's mind right now. This person could be very scared of what the future now, where the future now is when it comes to you and them, especially because it's feeling a little bit unclear. Especially if they feel there was no solid foundation worked, there was nothing built, and they're realizing it. Like whatever the effort is was not in the right place. So I do feel like this person is, you know, with the 4 of Swords, it makes sense that this person might be a little bit more in isolating, not really socializing, really in deep reflection when it comes to this energy. They could be going through some heavy feelings and emotions too with the 10 of Swords. I mean, it's not for nothing. 10 of Swords could be very painful. Even if they were the ones that betrayed this connection, they still have to deal with what they did. Again, if they created the heartbreak, they probably broke their own heart in the process. Does that make sense, guys? So if they betrayed you and this connection, then in other words, they betrayed themselves. And I think that's kind of what they're waking up to. And it's leading them to feel a little anxious about the future. But here's the thing, they're learning their lesson. They're going inward. It's not a stroll in the park. It's not a day in the park. This is not easy for them. But it seems to me that you're on their mind excessively in multiple ways. They're thinking about the intimate times. They're thinking about the messages. They're thinking about what you guys spoke about, what was communicated. And again, it's going back to them just in deep thought over this 10 of Swords. So, do they want inner peace? Yes, but they want peace with you is kind of what it is. That's what they're thinking about. And it's almost with the High Priest here. It's like they know how serious it is. You know, that's Taurus energy. It's very reliable energy, Taurus energy. They want this connection to be in that trajectory of seriousness. Again, I use the word commitment, but however that might look for this connection, that's what they're thinking about. They know it's serious, but something got messed up. It's difficult in the current energy for them right now, and it might be difficult for you too. So I hope that you're okay, group 3, with whatever this Ten of Swords is. So let's see. I want to move on to Pantha. This is going to give us some more detail of thoughts. So what else are they thinking about you and them? What do we need to see, Spirit? So much honks. Okay, let's try one more time. All right, we're gonna stop there. Luck. We got a lot for this group. So curse after that. Wow. What is on here? 10. There's 6 zeros. Is that 10 million, guys? I'm not good with numbers. Although it's funny because like doing the channel, like I'm obviously you pay attention more so to numbers and angel numbers, but my math doesn't always math. Let's say that. All right, so luck. We got fate. Ooh, look at the tarot. Fate. Tarot reading. They might be seeking. They too could be looking at their own tarot readings or trying to figure things out when it comes to. This could also represent some sort of spiritual connection that they are waking up to with soulmates and 2 of Cups here. We got accident. We got loss. All right, let me move this. We got indulgence, profession, fury, saving. Let's see if you could see that. I think you can. Compromise, protest. Let's do that. So I'm hearing like the Britney Spears, like, oops, I did it again, or oops, oopsie, I made an accident. But again, it goes deeper than just a boo-boo. Like this is a 10 of Swords. So whatever this loss, especially if you guys are experiencing a loss, this person it's not sitting well with this person. They really feel like but they're not allowing it to keep them stuck. You know, don't forget, we got the 2 of Swords in the reverse. So I feel like a lot of their energy right now is getting out of it, wanting to make those moves, wanting to take that action, but they're not there just yet though, guys, I will say. But they're getting there. But they are really tuning into the loss. They could be distracting themselves with their own work, with people, with celebrations, with social, you know, depending on the season in which, you know, whenever you come across this video, you know, trying to get into nature. And I feel like this person could also be trying to go inward, you know, with the moon and fate. Maybe, and they could feel like this is fated, you know, with the wheel, like that karma. They couldn't avoid this. Whatever happened for a reason. Look at all the horoscope. I'm noticing this for the first time. The horoscope symbols in the background, like stars in the sky. So depending on the time of year, it could also represent time. So right now, this is Cancer season. Happy birthday, Cancer. And there's Cancer right there. But either way, this is it. it's like time, something about timing is into play too. Now, if this person at one point tried to, whatever the Ten of Swords was, again, the word sabotage is coming through a lot. So we'll just go with that. And that might be for the right collective regardless. But whatever sabotages this connection, whatever that painful, backstabbing energy, that betrayal energy that existed, this person is realizing it's like now they're in protest mode. Even if they were the cause, does that make sense? It's like now they have to stand up for what's right, even when they were the ones that were wrong. Compromise is coming to mind. They may think that both of you have a part to play in this, but luck is on. They feel like it's going to take some luck. Something about numbers too, because we got the Four of Wands and I'm noticing the numbers and we talked about the numbers. They themselves could be noticing a lot of signs that could be some sort of indicator for them. Some sort of meaning attached to whatever numbers they are looking at in regards to you. They're not happy though. I feel like they're pissed at them, or I'm sorry, I don't know if I could say that. They're mad at themselves about whatever it is that went down. They may even have over-explained themselves or tried to over-explain themselves, but it didn't really add up. The math wasn't mathing. But either way, this person cares about you guys. I'm going to be honest. They haven't let you go. They value you. They're holding on to memories. They're saving every single special, important thing about you. Something to bring that into fruition with when they come and talk to you. Because I think a lot of it is they do want to put that effort in. They do want a future with you. Like the energy wouldn't be on the table if that's not what they wanted. But what they're seeing is it's murky. It's not looking good right now. But they're not going to give up easily. All right. So as we end your reading, wow, guys, group 3. I hope you're okay. I want to get to our advice and any final messages. What messages, Spirit, with this energy for our group 3? Ooh, I haven't gotten this in a while. The volcano. Relationships express, don't stagnate. Maybe that's a sign for you to not be so passive. If this person is coming in to communicate, maybe it's important to face the music. Allow the volcano to erupt. It has to do with relationships. It has to do with some sort of expression. That's advice. We also have lay it on the altar. Oh my gosh, guys. Spirit is coming in strong with this message. Now, again, use your discernment and only do whatever it is you feel comfortable doing. But one of the big messages coming through is Spirit is saying, express yourself. Lay it out for this person. Don't beat around the bush. Now is the time to be honest. Surrender. It also says hand it over, soften, surrender, forgive. So there's a level of forgiveness that Spirit is also reminding you to have in your energy field when it comes to this expression, because it might be explosive. You know, we see a volcano exploding. So I'm feeling that energy, that whatever it is that you and this person are going to communicate is, especially whether you're already communicating right now or this is something you have to communicate, don't be scared of expressing yourself. However, maybe come through a little bit softer because regardless, there is going to be explosive energy coming up. Forgiveness is going to be something that's going to help soften the frequency between the both of you, if that's what you want. The healing stones. Oh, wow. Tenderness, care, gentleness, nourishment. The energy coming through is soften, gentle, care. Bottom of the deck, boundary stones. But have your boundaries. It says negotiations, contracts, communication. All right, guys. I feel like this is pretty specific. If you are not communicating with this person yet, this is going to happen. I feel like there is potential for there to be some explosive energy between the both of you. However, this person wants to create some peace, and I believe you also want to create that peace. It's important that you show up aligned, and if that means to come in a more tender, softer, kinder place, regardless of how you feel or what you need to express, showing up as your best self and communicating clearly, having your boundaries. That doesn't mean your boundaries aren't up. That doesn't mean you're, oh, hi, and like welcoming this person back with open arms without any question. That's not what I'm saying. But it's the feeling of just coming through with divine energy yourself, using discernment, having your boundaries, but also allowing the conversation to get there. And realizing that you might be triggered along the way. You might be triggering to this person along the way as well. So lay it all out on the altar. However, try to be in a softer, aligned place, in a surrendering type of energy as opposed to controlling the outcome. So, wow, guys, let me know how it goes when you're talking to this person with whatever happened. I hope you make a good decision for yourself. Wishing you the best. I hope you're okay. I love you so much. Let me know if this helped or gave you some insights. Send a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and hopefully I will see you again. Bye, guys.